Here we go again, Kipsters, on to video number 2. Just remember, math is like a story, and so every equation tells a story. It even has pictures too, if you like to draw those pictures to go along with your stories. Let's look at the example. A mechanic repaired 28 cars and 46 trucks last month. He spent 2 hours repairing each of the vehicles. Which equation can be used to find H, the total number of hours the mechanic spent repairing the vehicle? Let's get our pen ready. Well, I know that I'm trying to find the total number of hours that he repaired the vehicles. So vehicles, what are the vehicles? Well, I have 28 cars and 46 trucks. So in order to figure out the vehicles, I need to put the cars and the trucks together. So it's going to be 28 plus 46. So that's one part of the story, because I want you to imagine all of the trucks are in one part of the shop and all of the cars are in the other. And then on each of those things, he spends 2 hours. So let's pretend this is our first car. He spent 2 hours. Our first car, 2 hours. He even did that. I'll draw a bigger one for the truck. He was able to do that in 2 hours. And then the other truck, 2 hours. So all the way along. So I get to multiply times 2 to find his total time, because if you can see, we're repeating addition many times. So that is going to equal the total time. Here's my picture. I know I'm not a very good artist, but this story right here turns into an equation too. I want you to try the second one by yourself. Remember, if you create parentheses, that means it's like a chapter in your story. First, we put the cars and trucks in the shop, and then we spent 2 hours repairing them. So let's look at the second. The bakery made 40 dozen cupcakes and 58 dozen cookies. The cupcakes sold for $5.25 per dozen, and the cookies sold for $4.50 per dozen. Which equation can be used to find M, how much money the bakery made if all of the cookies and cupcakes were sold? So I'll underline the question. How much money did the bakery make if all of the cupcakes and cookies were sold? Go ahead and pause this, and you're going to show a lot of grit, a lot of persistence, a lot of thinking to solve this by yourself. Only use my answers to check yourselves. Go ahead and pause. I hope you finish. I'll go ahead and create my story, my equation for you, and you can check as you go along. So I know that I'm looking for how much money was made, so that means it makes me think about a total. So I'm going to first of all think about the story. I have 40 dozen cupcakes, so I'm first going to draw a cupcake. There's a cupcake. And there's 40 dozen of them. And then I'm going to draw a cookie, and there's 58 dozen cookies. So those are separate things, so I'm going to keep them separate. I know that cupcakes each cost $5.25. So remember, if a dozen cupcakes cost the same amount every single time you're repeating addition, so I get to multiply times $5.25. But remember, this is one part of your story. That's chapter 1. I sold the cupcakes. Now I've got to work on the cookies. Here's the cookies. I had 58 of them, 58 dozen, and each dozen cost $4.50. So that's another chapter. Now hopefully I'm going to be able to find a total, and we know to find a total I'll add together both chapters to create my book. So I know that F is incorrect because that's subtraction. I see the addition right here is G. Now, some of you might think that you would need to multiply, but remember, when you put two different chapters together, you are just going to add them. So the correct answer is G. Give yourself a check if you got that correct.